Good day again, everyone. So I was looking more at the recent screenshots and the recent media put out by Rockstar about GTA 6 and the pre-order. And I started going through and I was looking at these weapons. And so there's some very interesting, very beautiful, beautiful weapons here. So if you go back here, this one looks to me, it's just a gorgeous gun. This one looks to me like it is a Colt Python. Now, of course, Rockstar, much like their cars, they're not going to put actual Ferraris and Lamborghinis in, just like, and the same is true for their guns. They're not going to put real Colts or real Smith Wessons in or 6's or whatever. It's always going to be like a SIG or like a Ferrari or whatever. They can't actually, because they don't want to pay all these royalty fees and licensing and stuff like that. So they make them look like they are whatever the object is, but they're not quite. So this one looks to me like, yeah, it looks like a Colt Python, maybe a 1955. Just great. It's a 6-shot cylinder, it looks like in there. Yeah. Heavy target profile, adjustable rear sight. This one has a scope on it. Just beautiful. If we go on, this looks to be about the same, just different customizations, right? Beautiful though. Lucia over here. You see Lucia down there. It has J. Duvall. Just the customization, I think we're going to start to get in GTA. And if the guns are any indication of the customization, boy, the vehicles are just going to be off the chain. This one, these look to me like this is a SIG P226 maybe a CZ75. Again, just the customization. This one, the Lucia, the red, looks like a Glock to me. A Glock 17. That's what it looks like. And again, it's not going to be perfect, but it is going to be, pretty similar anyways. And these got me to thinking about defensive stocks. And hey, maybe there's some money to be made in the defensive stocks with these beautiful guns that are coming in. And something I noticed really caught me off guard. Let's go have a look at the charts here. Okay, so let's bring up the chart of Colt. And this chart is, there's nothing special here. Obviously, this is the daily on Colt, the manufacturer. And there's nothing special here. We went up. This is in let's do USD. I don't know what currency that was. So let's look at Colt here. So Colt, the manufacturer of, yes, Colt pistols and firearms. And there's nothing special here in this chart. This is the daily. See, this is 2025, 2026. So each one of these candles is a day. It had a decent rip up. We're back down to test over here. This to me looks like it's kind of a head and shoulders pattern. It's going to test, and this chart looks like it's going to roll back over. Nothing special here. There is, let's check out another one. Okay, so Ruger. So these are more pistols, more firearms. Again, nothing stands out here. Yeah, I wouldn't pick a direction on this chart at all. Here's one that did stand out to me, though. Look at this. So this is Smith & Wesson, as you can see. Now, I love charts so much. So when did pre-order come out? Let's look at this. So June 18th, down at the bottom here. That's a lot of buys coming in. Buy. And, you see it in the price. And then when pre-orders actually hit, what happens to this price? You see a tweezer top here, and then boom, it just cakes. That is interesting to me because with these screenshots, a lot of the trading and the volume on indexes out there, they are machine traded. And so this is an absolute machine traded setup to me, because you had the build up, maybe inside buyers come in here a couple days early, they announce, and boom, what happens? It just tanks. After it was just like I said in the last video, it was a buy the rumor. So buy the rumor down here and sell into the news, right? Of these Smith and Wessons, these beautiful guns and customizations. That's exactly what this was. This got me thinking though, geez, is there any defensive contractors that are down considerably that are maybe a good investment? You know, there wasn't, but let me show you guys one that really is interesting. Archer Aviation. Now this chart is a good one. So we have, from our all-time highs, we've regressed almost 70% from October. Okay, October, and we're down 70%. Now Archer Aviation is an eVTOL company. And eVTOL is basically, it's drones that are able to operate inside of city limits. You know, they can, I think Amazon is looking really heavily into delivery with eVTOLs. So eVTOL is just vertical takeoff and landing, and they're electric. So electric vertical takeoff and landing, which is, think of robotaxi, but as a helicopter. You can go anywhere you want, and it's pilotless. These things, they're already in Dubai and all of it. Archer doesn't operate over there as far as I know. They are US, and they are trying to corner the US market. Now here is what really makes this chart interesting, everybody. Not only is this a 70% drawdown, but what you see here is, look, if you see the low here and it rebounds up, low here, just barely, and you get a little wee bounce, then it ticks down again. So you see the difference between this low and this low isn't much. What you're seeing here is this low isn't much either. Now, yes, this did come to regress a bunch. Here is the deal though, guys. There's a lot of support in this area. If you go back to here, like all of these rebound spots, right? Now, could the stock come down here? Absolutely. That would be a wild retracement from how low it is. You're talking another 40% retracement, and that would ultimately end up being 80%. Now, I've been trading for about 10 years. And I follow a lot of other people and talk with a lot of traders and investors that have been multi-decades. We're talking 30, 40, one guy 60 years of investing. And these people would all tell me 70% is an almost always bounce, right? So you're talking right here for an absolute bounce. Now there's no for sure things in any markets. Absolutely. But the amount of times that this rule has held true it's not to be ignored. So that's why this chart here is so intriguing to me. It's at there's support in this whole area here. Like this whole area is going to be support. When you come down here, that's mega buy, right? If it comes down here, then you back the truck up. Whether it does, I just don't, the lower lows barely. Look, even this low in here, it was a higher low. So it lower and then higher again, right? And now we're a little bit lower. This, again, not investment advice. I'm just bringing charts that I find interesting to you guys. As I'm going through all this GTA 6 data, it always makes me think about stocks and where I can make some money as I'm waiting for GTA 6 to come out. So, guys, I thought this one was really, really interesting. Whether I jump into this one or not, that's never what I'm saying. I'm not saying ever jump in. I'm just bringing some interesting charts to everybody for education. And hey, if you do your due diligence and think that it's a good spot to jump in, let me know in the comments for sure. I'm always interested. I'm going to keep this one on my watch in the very near future here. And we're going to see where this one goes. But this is really, really an interesting level for me. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.